What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Madonna, and returning to her Bedtime Stories album, 1994. Thank you again to Mark for sharing all the Madonna material. And we're up to I'd Rather Be Your Lover. Is that the phrasing? Make sure I have this right. Oh, and it's actually featuring something, or someone. Featuring, what is it, Me'Shell NdegéOcello? I'm not sure how you pronounce that name. I do apologize for my ignorance, but apparently this one is featuring someone, and it is indeed I'd Rather Be Your Lover. So, yes, it begs the question of what the current scenario is, but the implication is that whoever she's speaking to is not her lover, and I wonder whether that's because there is no intimacy or no emotional connection. Maybe it's too serious and she wants there to be a physical intimacy, and thus perhaps to give substance to what is mostly or exclusively an emotional connection. It feels like there's more likely a possibility that this is someone with whom she doesn't currently have any intimacy and is maybe just, quote-unquote, her friend or a coworker, an associate, someone in her life who she does have interaction with, but that is not satisfactory to her and she would prefer to be their lover. So, yeah, I feel like this could be as straight away as that, or there could certainly be more to it, and there might already be some dynamic, but it's one that is lopsided in one way or another. I do wonder, this person that is featured on the track, whether it'll be a vocalist or whether some sort of the instrumentation will be their contribution. I guess people will comment after if it's not immediately clear. Let me give it a listen. This is Madonna featuring another artist, and I will try not to butcher their name again, but the track is called I'd Rather Be Your Lover, and it's from her 1994 album Bedtime Stories. Funky bass already. So was it MC Me'Shell something?
Give it what you need. Take a walk within me. Venture through the dark sea. Can't you see? I need you beside me. Don't you see? I want you to want me.
Ooh, I like the way that ended. So let me see if I read that right. I thought it was like me at first, but surely that was MC. So, does it say? It looks like me. It looks like Me'Shell with like an apostrophe. So maybe that's. Oh, I see. Like it's a phonetic or less typical spelling of Me'Shell. Is that right? So Me'Shell. Again, I'm not going to butcher the surname, but it starts like Nged. So yes, I'm guessing that was a female vocalist, but like an MC. Like it was more like rhyming. And ultimately, she had a slightly huskier voice, so I wondered if the character that seemed to be opposite Madonna was male or female, like in the moment. Nevertheless, like whatever the scenario there, I would say those lines about like, I could be your sister, we could just be, we could have a like fraternal or sisternal, I don't know if that's actually the word, but we could just have a familial type of relationship where, we sort of grow up together, we share things, and, we're friendly, but not in a, like normal friend context. I could be your mother, I could, look out for you, I could watch over you, make sure that, nothing bad happens to you, and try to guide you or help you through the stages or experiences of life. I could even be your brother, and again, sort of like a brotherhood, like we're in this together, and we look out for each other, and we understand each other in ways that people outside of that brotherhood don't. And again, I could be your friend, but what she really wants is to be the other person's lover. But she's also saying like, should I give up? Should I just abandon this idea? So she seems aware that it just hasn't translated into that, let's say, final phase, that intimate phase, and it seems like she's at least entertaining the idea that it never will, and maybe she just needs to abandon that perspective and perhaps adopt one of the other possibilities in the scenario of the chorus. But yeah, I like the, again, hip-hop, R&B sort of vibe, mixed with a bit of funk, not only in the bass, but some of the sonics along the way do give a bit of that funk feeling. So yeah, sort of like R&B meets funk somewhere in that Venn diagram. And I do like the vocals of the contributing MC, again, Me'Shell, I suppose. And they, again, had a bit of a hip-hop flavor, more like rhymed and spoken than sung per se, and were, offset nice in the chronological progression of the track with Madonna's vocals. So yeah, definitely keen to hear what people have to say about this one. I wonder who and how significant career, maybe independently or perhaps even specifically in conjunction with Madonna, this singer slash MC had. So yeah, ultimately it's not a name that I've seen before, as evidenced by my awful pronunciation of the surname Shirley. But yeah, that was cool and definitely fitting with a lot of the thematic or musical direction of the last like album and a half. It really feels like she was dipping heavily into R&B and more like urban music type of sounds relative to the synth pop dancey type stuff earlier in her career. Though fair to say, certainly by the second or third album, definitely by the third album, she was already heading in many different directions. Like my experience with Madonna prior to this deep dive was mostly through her early 80s stuff and maybe a bit of, a smattering of one or two tracks later on. But nevertheless, the diversity of her music as we've gone through, and now still just in the early 90s period, is remarkable and much more than I ever knew. So it's cool to get a wider perspective on this artist who is obviously internationally well known and was known by me as a youth, but in a more limited way. So enjoying the journey. Once again, big shout out to Mark. Let me know what you think of the tune and any insight you might have, and Luca and I will see you next time. Peace.